18 years experience in the online marketing world. He really helps to specialize with a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, helping them maximize their potential with the marketing budget that they have. Because we are very mindful of the fact that some of you have larger marketing budgets than others. But again, once you get that funnel going and the cash flow coming in, you'll be able to reinvest to go to a higher level. But what he does is he really works with you on the development of your strategic email, social media, content marketing programs. He's written 2 books. And in this session, he's going to talk to you guys about how to abandon the old boring email, obviously the stuff that just doesn't work, and just get emails that pack a punch and demand engagement. We all want that. We're happy to have him here. Please help me welcome to the stage, Mr. John Hayes.
It's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever.
Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good. Enjoying the conference? Fantastic. So it's my first time in San Diego. I'm absolutely delighted to be here, but I'm really ashamed to say I haven't left the hotel in the 2.5 days I've been here. I just want to segment the audience a little bit before I crack on with my speech. So is there anybody in the audience here that would consider themselves to be a marketeer from a small or mid-sized business? A small or mid-sized business? Yep, so a few hands there. Anybody who would consider themselves to be a marketeer for a large enterprise-sized business? Okay, very few enterprise businesses in the room, okay. Anybody from an agency? No agencies in the room? And anyone from an email marketing service provider? Okay. So I'm just going to introduce myself. My name's John Hayes. I'm a marketing strategist and contributing author for iContact Email Marketing and Vocus. I'm also the author of 2 books. I'd like to say they were best-selling books. Now, perhaps you can help me out with that. First one, Becoming the Expert, Enhancing Your Business Reputation Through Thought Leadership Marketing, which basically talks about how small, medium-sized businesses can build brand, build a reputation, generate leads, and ultimately drive revenues through content marketing, essentially telling stories. Second one, probably a little bit more in line with today's presentation, a crash course in email marketing for small and medium-sized businesses. Complete plug, available now online and in all good bookshops. My contact details are on the screen there. You can follow me on Twitter, John_W_Hayes. Feel free to send me an email at jhayes@icontact.com or check us out online, www.icontact.com. I should ask, any iContact clients in the room? Okay, a few shows of hands. Brilliant. Okay, I like to think my job title's pretty cool. Marketing strategist and contributing author. What does that actually mean? I spend a lot of time speaking with small and mid-sized companies. I like to go out and visit them. I like to talk to them about their problems. I like to find out what makes it difficult for them to get out of bed in the morning and go into their office. And I like to solve these problems. Now, I can do that on a one-to-one basis and tell them, this is the problem as I see it, and this is the various steps you need to take to improve your business. But I also like to blog about it as well. I try and blog every single day, either via the iContact blog or via sites like Business to Community, or through my own personal blog or network of blogging friends. As I say, I think my job is pretty cool. I've got an 8-year-old daughter who thinks I'm a complete and utter nerd. And I don't know if anybody's in the room is the same. If anyone's got kids, how do you explain what you do to an 8-year-old kid whose only interest in life is one direction? So I'm going to ask you to indulge me a little bit. She has no idea what I do on a day-to-day basis. Her name's Rose. She's 8 years old. I'm going to take a little short video of the whole room here and show everybody in the room. And on the count of 3, I would like you to say, "Hi, Rose," and just give her a quick wave. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hey, that will absolutely make her day. That isn't One Direction in the room, is it? Brilliant. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, so iContact, a little bit of information about iContact. iContact is a purpose-driven company that makes email marketing and social media marketing easy so that small and mid-sized companies and non-profit organizations can grow and succeed. What qualifies us to preach to small and mid-sized companies? Well, we were once a very small company ourselves, and it's quite an inspiring story about how iContact was formed and how it grew. Essentially, we were formed just over 10 years ago in North Carolina, in Raleigh, when two young entrepreneurs met at university. I say young, they were very young, as is often the case with many .com businesses. There was Aaron, who had recently graduated and was developing a web marketing business, and he had produced some code which later grew into the iContact email marketing app. And there was Ryan, who was very much the public face of the company, and he had the passion and drive to really market the hell out of the solution. Anyone familiar with the term bootstrapping a business? I'm guessing there must be some people in the room here who are really, really bootstrapping a business. iContact was very, very much bootstrapped. Our first office was in a small office space above a sandwich shop in downtown Raleigh. And we essentially moved in. Ryan moved in with a futon and a George Formby grill and essentially lived there for the first year of the business. If he couldn't cook something on a George Formby grill, he didn't eat. And when he wasn't sleeping on the futon, he was sitting on the futon coding, and when he wasn't coding, he was sleeping. So he really, really lived the business for the first year. And here's a book called 0 to a Million where he talks about how he had to scrimp and save and had absolutely no money to live on to build a business. Our first customer was a sandwich shop downstairs. Once a week, Ryan would get off his futon and he would go downstairs and he would take a goldfish bowl off the counter in the sandwich shop with people's business cards and email addresses in. He'd take it back upstairs again and he'd input them into the system. From that first customer, we got a testimonial. From that testimonial, the business grew. 10 years later, approximately 9 years later, we sold out to Vocus, who are a cloud-based software marketing company, for $169 million. So it just shows you, dreams can come true, and if you want to put as much passion and effort into your business, you can take a very, very small business with extremely limited funds and grow them into a significant enterprise. With Ryan and Aaron now have gone on to form new businesses. Ryan is out in San Francisco with a business called Connect.com, which is just going into beta at the moment. And Aaron has set up a company called BoostSuite.com, and I would thoroughly recommend you look at both of those solutions as well. So today I'm going to be talking about killing your email marketing newsletter. Now that sounds really, really negative. And I don't want that to sound negative because essentially I love email marketing. And I'm hoping everybody in the room loves email marketing. And I've got to say as well, 2 or 3 years ago, Mark Zuckerberg said that email marketing was on its way out. He said it was dead. I mean, look at the room. Who'd have thought there'd have been so many people could make their way to San Diego and sit in a conference and be so engaged with so many excellent speakers, particularly for an industry that was dying, it's not dying, it's not going anywhere. There's a lot of reasons why I love email marketing. It's targeted. I mean, hell, people are giving you permission to take their contact details and send them relevant campaigns every single day, if so on. You couldn't get a more targeted form of marketing. It's engaging. Yesterday, we had a gentleman in the audience who spoke about using his own email address on his marketing campaigns, and people would reply to those email addresses. You've got to remember, email is a two-way street. The days of no reply email addresses to send emails are gone. You want people to contact you if they see your marketing messages. If they've got a no reply address, and they've got a question about your product or service, how the hell are they going to get in contact with you? So it's engaging. Think of it as a two-way conversation. It's relevant. You should be segmenting your lists, and you should be sending them out campaigns that are of a particular interest to you. So if you are, say, a fashion retailer and you sell ladies' clothes, you don't send them emails about gentlemen's clothes. You don't send them emails about kids' clothes. You send them other relevant offers. And if you could segment your list even further, if they are a a size 8 dress, you send them relevant emails about other size 8 dresses, or you send them emails about handbags or shoes that match those dresses. You need to make it as relevant as possible, and that's very, very easy to do with email marketing. It's cost effective. Who thinks email marketing is cheap? Good, no show of hands there. I hate it when people say email marketing is cheap. Email marketing isn't cheap because you've got to invest time and effort into every campaign you send out. And I also really believe there's no such thing as cheap or expensive marketing. Essentially, there's marketing that works and there's marketing that doesn't work. So the next time somebody from your local radio station or your local newspaper or a trade magazine or whoever rings you up and says, hey, I've got a really cheap deal for you. We've got a last-minute space, and I want you to take this space, and it'll be fantastic. Turn away because there's no such thing as cheap marketing. You could put a small advert in your local paper and get absolutely no response, and it will probably be the most expensive thing you do that week. It's quick and easy to deploy. So most email marketing campaigns now are template-driven. So if you are a retailer and you suddenly come into possession of a load of great stock at a great price, you can send a campaign out straight away within a matter of minutes. Copy and paste text, import some photographs, bang, and it's gone. It drives revenue. I'm sure it's been said 100 times over the past 2 days. DMA, say for every dollar you spend, you get up to about $41 in return. I have seen companies making a lot more money than that. I've also seen companies making a lot less money than that. It all comes down to how targeted and relevant their email campaigns are, and and how they segment their lists, and obviously the quality of the campaigns as well. It's the most profitable component of absolutely everything else you do online. So if you invest money in pay-per-click advertising, if you have affiliate marketing campaigns, if you do press advertising or radio advertising, you do any of those really, really expensive acquisition marketing techniques. I used to work for an agency who dealt with some large high street retailers in the UK, and they sold things like tablet computers, large televisions, white goods for the kitchen, fridges, washing machines. And the margins on these products were absolutely wafer thin. And the amount of money that they were spending on pay-per-click advertising, completely destroyed any margin they would have in these products. So what they needed to do was capture their email details and start marketing to them, and hopefully 2 or 3 transactions down the line see that profit. So if you're spending any money on marketing and you're not doing email marketing, you really, really are missing a trick. I meet a lot of people who think they're doing really, really well because they're busy stuffing envelopes, or they're busy sending stuff out via couriers, but at the end of the year, they found absolutely no money because their other marketing costs have destroyed any margin. Don't be a busy fool. Get working with email marketing now. And it's been around for a long time, and it isn't going anywhere soon. The first email marketing message was sent about 35 years ago. Actually predates the internet, as most of us know it in the room, and it's not going anywhere soon. Because of all these reasons. It's targeted, it's engaging, it's relevant, it's cost-effective, it's quick and easy to deploy, it drives revenue, and it is the most profitable component of everything else you do online. Okay, at least that's the theory. So when I tell people I work in email marketing, they normally say one of 3 things to me, and I don't know if you would recognize any of these from your day-to-day business as well. Yeah, I need to get into email marketing. It's the future, isn't it? As I said, email marketing's been around for 35 years. Email marketing definitely isn't the future. It's the past, it's the here and now, and it is the future. And as email marketing techniques become more sophisticated and other channels come in and enhance the offering of email marketing, like social media did a couple of years ago, it only gets stronger. And it really, really amazes me when I speak at small business events. And obviously, I'm preaching to the converted in this room. We all love email marketing. But when I go out to small, medium-sized business events, mainly in the UK and in Europe where I'm based, people still aren't doing email marketing. And this is despite the fact that they may have built lists for, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and they've got all of this great customer data. They know who the customers are. They know what products they've bought, they've had feedback from the customers, people have left reviews, and they're not speaking to them. In the online world, people won't automatically come back to you. They'll look for the best deal. There's no customer loyalty in the online environment, so you need to be engaging with these people time and time again. And this kind of brings up the question of what comes first, the campaign or the list. When people say, when should I start email marketing? I say now. If you're driving business and you're collecting customer data, you need to get into the habit of sending emails as soon as you've got that customer data. Even if you only have a list with 10s, 20s, 30s of emails, get into the habit of contacting these people, whether it's with autoresponders or thank you messages or more regular campaigns. And it'll look after itself. The returns won't be great initially, but at least you'll get into the habit of putting things out there. And when that list goes into the hundreds and into the thousands and into the tens of the thousands, that's when you'll really start seeing the revenue driving in. So it's not the future. It's not something people need to think about, oh, I'll do this. It's on my list of things to do. And when I do sit on lists, it's always at the bottom. And there's always things at the top, like social media. What do they do with social media if they haven't got email? Social media, to me, is like selling down the pub. It's a great place to go and network and converse, but nobody buys anything down the pub. So you engage with people on social media and you sell to them via email marketing. You should be doing them both together. Second thing, you're a spammer. I hate spamming. Email marketing doesn't work. Now, the kind of people that say this, it's normally based on two theories. One is they've never done email marketing, and so they have nothing to base that knowledge on. Or they have done a little bit of email marketing. They've really just dipped their toe in the water. They've done a horrible job. Their creatives have been nasty. They've been dull. They've been irrelevant. They've been unengaging. And they've maybe sent out two campaigns, and they've seen very little response from it. And they've just given up, and they've decided to give Google all their money because, hey, it drives traffic, it drives conversions, and even if the margins are completely destroyed, at least there's money coming in. We all hate spam. Anybody that works in the email marketing industry hates spam. It's an absolute scourge. And I have seen statistics saying that spam is a smaller part of the marketplace now than it was in previous years. But there's a huge difference between legitimate email marketing and spam. I mean, let's face it, spam doesn't work if you're a legitimate business, and I'm trusting you are all legitimate businesses. It's interesting, though, when you see these guys, if you ever get a chance to look in their inbox, their inbox is full of email marketing. They've all signed up to Groupon. They've all signed up to Living Social, all of these various daily deal sites. They just don't associate these companies as email marketing companies. They think it's all part of the social shopping, so it comes under the social media tag. But essentially, these companies are huge email marketing organizations. Then the last one, sure, we do email marketing. We send out a monthly newsletter. It's really cheap, isn't it? This really, really frustrates me. Sending out a monthly newsletter, there are two kind of organizations that need to send out a newsletter. One is a church, and one is a primary school. And the delivery mechanism for a church or a primary school is normally a child or one of the congregation, and it's normally in a printed leaflet, and it's got all the nice little details about school trips or outings or other members of the congregation. It's not really marketing. It's just a communication for the general community. And there's that message again. It's really cheap, isn't it? It's not cheap. It's cost effective. If you grow your list significantly, you could be spending tens of thousands of dollars every single month on your email marketing. That doesn't sound cheap to me. But if it's cost effective, that's happy days. So I'm going to tell you here today why you should stop thinking about email marketing in terms of a monthly or weekly newsletter. And I believe an untargeted monthly newsletter is as good as spam. Quick show of hands, actually. Who sends out monthly or weekly newsletters? Okay. Who sends out monthly or weekly newsletters as their only email marketing activity? Okay. I'm sure there are a few people in the room, but I don't want to embarrass you all. So, quick question. What's so special about the second Tuesday of the month? I have no idea, but in every organization I have ever worked in, when I've come in to work with them, the second Tuesday of the month always seems to be the day that they pump out their regular email marketing newsletter. Come rain or shine, 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 a.m., so that people can get it before lunchtime and spend their lunchtime perusing through this gorgeous email with lots of ideas and tips about their business. They're still got in the mindset of newspaper publication or a magazine or the printed media. So they set themselves these ridiculous deadlines where the marketeers scramble around and try and compile as much content as possible because the newsletter is on a template and they need to fill the template up so it looks exactly the same as the previous one sent out. And it doesn't work. And if you go into any office on second Monday of a month, this is what you'll see in the marketing department. They're tearing their hair out because they haven't got any decent copy. So what they do is they go to the sales department, they go to the customer support department, they go to the managing director, they go to customers and say, hey, we've got a newsletter that's coming out tomorrow. Have you got any content? And everyone's like, no, we're too busy, we don't want to do this thing. If you're the marketeer, it's your job to provide the content. It's nobody else in your organization. A salesperson is probably the worst person to go to for marketing content. It's a completely different game. Yes, you can go to these people for ideas. Yes, you can go to them maybe for a list of bullet points that you'd like to write about, but it's your job to produce that content. Nobody else would do it for you. Your sales team aren't going to you and saying, hey, I'm really down on my targets this month. Would you mind making a few phone calls for me? So get out of that mindset of other people in the organization writing for you. Think like a journalist. A journalist, no matter what kind of sector they cover, they're not an expert on anything. So they might write for the business pages of a newspaper, and they may cover things like transport, aviation, oil, recruitment. They're not experts on all of these sorts of things, but they know how to write they know how to ask the right questions to get the best content out of the people they're interviewing. So think like a journalist when you're asking those questions, and you need to produce the content. So problems with monthly newsletters. 1, too much content. Email marketing works at its best when it's kept short and to the point. I like to think of a good email marketing campaign in much the same way as you would see a menu in a really good restaurant. I don't know if anyone watches fellow Scotsman Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, but he goes into failing establishments and basically tears the business apart, swears a lot at the chef, and tries to turn the business around. One of the first things he does in virtually every single restaurant he goes into is he takes the menu, which is normally a ring binder menu with countless starters, multiple pages of main courses, always with photographs of the food. Never eat in a restaurant where there's a photograph of the food. Keep that for the kids' parties. And he just tears it up, and he produces a menu on one A4 sheet of paper, and there'll be 3 starters, there'll be 3 main courses, there'll be 3 desserts, and there'll be a small selection of wines. And the thing is, when people go in there, they see these choices, and everything looks delicious. And they're able to make a quick and informed choice. The restaurateur serves them quickly, they finish their meal, bang, somebody else comes in, and they are able to turn their business around a lot faster. So think of your email newsletters or email campaigns as a menu in a restaurant. If you clutter them with information, everything's going to look unappetizing. Nobody's going to click on everything. But if you have just a couple of points, of preferably 1 point, it becomes very, very easy for people to engage with your newsletters or campaigns. Now, the other thing as well is if people are used to receiving these newsletters for you and they don't click on an advert 1 month and they get another one and they don't click it, and the 3rd month they don't open it, it becomes really, really hard for you to encourage them to open any future campaign. So your engagement levels drop, your emails start bouncing, and your deliverability suffers. Not enough quality content. So this goes back to getting other people to write your content. You're panicking, you need to produce 5 articles, and you haven't got that good, that great content in there. So lack of focus on quality content creation can force desperate marketeers to publish irrelevant, unnewsworthy material that will not only fail to engage your subscribers, but may also damage your reputation and have a negative impact on future campaigns. Bad timing. So You're sticking rigidly to the second Tuesday of the month. What are all your competitors doing? They're getting access to great stock. They're getting new ideas coming in. They're working with great partners. They're telling people about it straight away. You're sitting on your hands because you know on the second Tuesday of the month there's going to be this great newsletter that's going to go out. And you're missing opportunities to convert. And if you're getting access to great stock, the chances are your competitors are also getting access to this. So, it's the quick and the dead. You really need to push that information out there and drive those sales when you've got the opportunity to drive those sales. No captive audience. No matter how good you think your monthly newsletter is, it's highly unlikely your subscribers are sitting at home with bated breath waiting for your newsletter missive. They're just not waiting for it. It's not like a magazine subscription that pops through the door every single month, which a gentleman spoke yesterday who talked about his Economist magazine, and the first couple of issues that came in, he absolutely devoured it. It doesn't work like that with email marketing. You have, 4 seconds to try and engage with somebody? So, don't think that people are expecting your email campaigns to drop in. And you've only got one chance to convert. With a single monthly newsletter, hitting your subscribers you'll just have one chance to convert. So if you're lucky enough to attract any sales, they'll come in a spike. So your sales team and your customer support team will be very, very busy for 1 or maybe 2 days a month. Your warehouse, it might put undue pressure on your warehouse. And then for the rest of the month, it's really, really quiet. It's like people who really, really try and scale up in-house for the holidays or for Christmas. They bring on all this additional warehouse space. They employ a load of people, and through Q4 of the year, things go through the roof. Then comes January and February, everything dies off. They're suddenly left with a great big huge shed full of stock which they maybe haven't shifted, or the expense of having a great big huge warehouse, and all these additional staff. And what have you got to do with them? You've got to get rid of them because you can't pay for warehouse space that isn't turning money over. So what do I say to these people? Outsource it. If you're in the retail business, you can go to Fulfillment by Amazon, or there's a number of other companies where you can take virtual space and they will deal with all your fulfillment. Try not to invest in huge sheds and upsize when you know that things will be taking a downward shape come January. So the monthly newsletter, it's not a strategy. It's an afterthought. And if you have nothing to say, just don't say it. Conversely, if you've got something really relevant and engaging and exciting to say it straight away, because you're sitting on an opportunity, and the longer you sit on that, the more chance you have of losing any benefit from that opportunity. So it's time for a reality check. Reality check number 1. Nobody's waiting with bated breath for your monthly newsletter to drop in the inbox. They don't sit there and think it's 10:55 on the second Tuesday of the month. I've cleared 30 minutes of my diary because XYZ's newsletter is going to drop and going to arrive in 5 minutes. So why impose such stupid deadlines on yourself when the only impacts on the quality of the material you put out? Reality check number 2. The longer this goes on, the more disillusioned you and your subscribers become with email marketing. So it really, really is time to get relevant with your campaigns. And number 3, a great way to assess whether an email campaign is relevant is to put yourself in the subscriber's shoes and ask, would I like to receive this email myself? I don't know how many people ask that before they hit the send button, but I've been doing email marketing for many, many years now, and my hand still hovers with hesitation over the send button because I think, is this relevant? Is it engaging? Is it interesting? Would I like to receive this myself? Because if I don't want to receive it myself, why would any of my subscribers want to receive it? I have a problem with selling things I'm not passionate about. I could not sell things I'm not passionate about. So I like to think, would I engage with this? If the answer is yes, I'd send it. If the answer is no, I'll scrap it. So 5 alternatives to the email newsletter. And if you're working with small or mid-sized businesses and they're saying, we want to start doing a newsletter, try and sell them a different ssolution. So the number 1 choice is, it's a no-brainer, a genuine targeted offer. That's why people subscribe to your newsletter, either via purchasing something from you or joining your list. Give them a genuine, targeted offer. So they bought something from you previously, perhaps they bought a camera from you. Send them an email about a camera bag or a tripod. A customer testimonial. I love customer testimonials. When I joined iContact and with other companies I've worked for previously, it's kind of difficult to sell a solution. most email marketing companies in a sort of similar space, we offer a very similar service. You know, we let you manage your lists, we let you build your creatives, we let you, send and track your campaigns. You know, and our pricing is fairly similar as well. So I like to get the customers to sell the service for us. Best way to write a testimonial is to talk about a problem a customer had prior to joining your solution and how you solved that solution. How you solve problems will always sell a solution, because people will receive it and think, yeah, I know this guy, or I know this guy's type of business, or he has similar problems to me. How did he solve those problems? Okay, I trust these guys. It kind of humanizes your campaigns. An event invitation. You know, it's very, very easy in the online world to lock yourself away and hide behind four walls or a cubicle and just do everything online. I believe that people buy off people they like, and one of the best ways to get people to like you is to put yourselves in front of them. My role, eye contact, I'm really, really lucky. I travel extensively. I meet a lot of small business people, and we have a coffee, we have a beer, we talk business. And a lot of them have become friends because we're doing business face to face. I don't believe in cloistering yourself away. People buy off people, not necessarily technology. Quality piece of thought leadership or strategy. I'm all about thought leadership. My first book, Becoming the Expert, is all about delivering great thought leadership through blogs, through email campaigns, through social media activities, through ebooks, through white papers. If you're struggling to come up with a good piece of content for this, pick up a phone and speak to one of the customers who you get on well with and say, what makes it difficult for you to get out of bed on a Monday morning? What makes you think, I don't want to go to work today? And they'll give you a list of probably 10 things that makes their life really hard. If you can answer just one of those things, he will appreciate, or he or she will appreciate, and all of their competitors and a lot of other people in this sort of similar sort of space or niche will appreciate that as well. A single timely news article. Don't go away from the newsletter. If you've got something really important to tell your client base, that's great. Send them out a single. So it could be something like you've just recruited somebody who is well known in the industry. It could be a piece of good news about a product or a service you're offering. But just use one article, because nobody will get down to that third or fourth or fifth article on your newsletter. So 5 alternatives: a genuine targeted offer, a customer testimonial, an event invitation, a quality piece of thought leadership, and a single timely news article. So here's my contact details on the screen here. If anyone would like to ask me any questions, I'll be hanging around the back for the rest of the day. Please feel free to contact me on email or via Twitter. And thank you very much.
John Hayes, everybody, let's give him a hand. Thank you so much.